So the split circle ridge clip, this thing is meant, it's almost a full circle, but you can see you can open it up. So when you go to put the bulb in, you want to try to, you've got this thing on one side of them, you want to try to keep that on the same side in case you want to use that later as a cord management. You just squeeze it, put it in there like that, open it up, make sure we're still going the same direction, squeeze it in there. And two fingers, just spread this thing out and just make sure it's lined up, and it just closes itself. You've got 3 sets of hooks on here. This is for a 10-inch, this is for a 12-inch, and this is for a 13 1/4. So these ridge clips, they've got 3 prongs on them. You've got a set for a 10-inch, 12-inch, and then a 13-inch shingle. This 13-inch is, they're fairly rare, but some neighborhoods will have them. It depends on the roofing contractor that does your house. If you're not using them, I suggest breaking them off like I did on this one. They've got a little break off point. You can just take it and bend it and twist them off. We're working on a pretty flat roof here, and the shingles, I believe, are about 14 years old, so these things are glued down really good. So this will be the extreme on what you can do with these ridge clips and show pretty much how flexible they are. Let's start back about 1 foot from the end. The reason is if you're running lights this way, you'll have a peak bulb right there and you don't have 2 clips sitting right next to each other. And with these clips here, you can actually go ahead and preload the clips on the lights from the ground. If you're on a really steep roof, the less work you got to do on the roof, the better. So you could do this on the ground, but since this roof is kind of flat, it's not that big a deal to load them while we're up here. And make sure you push this all the way in. Push them in real good. Make sure that hook just barely kind of goes up under just a little bit. And if you get them on right, you don't have to worry about the wind blowing them off. All right, here we go, 140 miles per hour. See the shingles starting to lift up and the clips staying on. We've had some great testimonials with these things staying on through hurricanes. You see the shingles starting to lift up there? One of the things you can do with these clips that you can't do with a lot of them is if you wanted to leave these things up year-round, you could do it, and it'll take the sun. They're not going to go brittle on you. I've done a test in Texas. On top of my shed, I had a ridge clip up there for over 4 years, and that's winter, summer, never took it down. And the black started getting just a little bit chalky, but you could still take it and it would still flex. So the flexibility of these things, as you can see, we're on a pretty extreme roof here as far as it's pretty flat. So it's using every bit of the length of this thing. But you can see they're very flexible. I could take this right here and tighten a knot if I wanted to. So when you take them off at the end of the year, like on this roof here, when you take them off, they're going to be just like this. But over storage, they're not going to come in all the way to where it was when it was brand new, but they'll probably come in 3/4 of the way. So if you're worried about them getting tangled up during storage, I've got a solution for that. Probably the biggest complaint overall with ridge clips in general is when you go to store them, they get tangled up. They want to hang on each other. There's a fix for that.